I don't know about you, but I think this is the best looking American Express card ever. Hey everyone, it's Mark. I'm here to help you take control of your life through personal development, smart money habits, and entrepreneurship. If those things sound good to you, then please let me know by clicking the like and subscribe buttons down below. Now let's talk about how we can put more money in your pocket by using the American Express Blue Cash Preferred credit card. Now, can we all just take a brief moment and appreciate the design of this credit card? In my opinion, it is the best looking American Express credit card ever made, and perhaps one of the best looking credit cards of all time from any card issuer. I really do like the dark to light navy design, how sleek everything is, how all the numbers, like your account number, the phone numbers, the expiration date, all those types of things are on the back of the card, keeping it very clean, and how it looks so much better than the old version of the card. In fact, I used to have the old version of the card, and here's what it looks like. It's very much like a lot of the other designs that you're probably familiar with, namely the Blue Cash Everyday, the Blue Cash Preferred, the Blue Business Plus, the old and now discontinued Blue Sky card, and the original AMEX Blue card. There were 5 cards that all had the same design with a small difference here and there. So you notice on this one it says Preferred on the far left of the card running down the side. And then it also says Cash with a little circle right here as well. So all 5 of those cards have very subtle differences in terms of their design, but in general, looking at it from a distance, they all have the see-through blue hologram design. It was very hard to distinguish one card from the other. But of course, the card design itself is not an actual benefit. So now let's dive into why this card is so great and why it might deserve a place in your wallet if you spend a lot at grocery stores. So to start, the sign-up bonus as of September 2020 is a $300 statement credit after spending $3,000 in the first 6 months of card membership. You also have a 0 interest APR period for 12 months on all new purchases made on the card. And this offer is set to expire on December 10th, 2020, unless Amex decides to change that. Now for the cashback portion, you will earn 6% at US supermarkets, 6% on US streaming services, 3% on transit, 3% at US gas stations, and 1% cashback on everything else. There is a $95 annual fee on this card, but for the first year, it is waived entirely. So it is a no-fee cashback card, at least for year 1. Then you can decide whether or not to keep this card in year 2 when you start paying that fee. Now, when it comes to earning and redeeming your cashback, there are a few things I want you to be aware of to make sure that you understand how this all works. You will be earning Blue Cash Reward dollars, and you can redeem for statement credits. This is basically American Express's fancy way of saying you earn cash back and you can redeem against the balance of your bill. Now, do note that you cannot use reward dollars to pay the minimum due. And when you redeem your cash back, there is a $25 minimum redemption requirement. So if you have $24.99 or less, you have to wait until you hit that $25 barrier first. Then you're able to redeem. Now, like with most credit cards on the market, when you say transit or streaming or even travel on some other cards, what does that exactly mean? What does it cover and how can you earn cash back on that? Let me break down what the transit and streaming categories are for this card. So transit covers things like trains, taxis, ride-share services, including Uber and Lyft, ferries, tolls, parking, buses, and subways. Now, this is directly from American Express's site. You can see the link there at the bottom. I'll also put a clickable link in the description below if you want to see the page. And even Amex says this is not a complete list necessarily. So there could be a few other things as well, but those are the main ones that they did mention on their website. For streaming services, there are a ton of them. Everything from Apple Music to Netflix, Hulu, HBO, YouTube Premium, Showtime, NHL, etc. So you can look at that list here. Of course, pause this video if you want to see it in more detail. And again, that same clickable link to Amex's actual terms and conditions about what is classified as streaming or transit will be in that description below. So even though it's not a complete list, it is safe to say that both of these categories are very encompassing and cover a lot of ground. So if you spend on multiple streaming services or use different forms of transit around your local town, then this card could be a great fit for you. For insurance and protections, there is rental car loss and damage insurance, purchase protection, return protection, extended warranty coverage, and fraud protection. There's also a link that gives the details for all of these coverages. I will put this link in the description as well. That way you can click on it and go read the details if you are concerned with one or more of these. And now for the big question, should you get the American Express Blue Cash Preferred Credit Card? Let's find out if it's a good fit. You should get this card if you want a cashback credit card, spend a lot on groceries, spend at least frequently on streaming, gas, and transit, like Uber, Lyft, tolls, etc., and spend enough to earn more cash back than the $95 annual fee. And that last point is extremely important. There are so many cashback credit cards on the market today that have actually gotten really, really good as they've been refreshed and as new cards have been released over the past few years. For that reason, be very careful getting this card. First, look at your normal spending habits. Do you spend a ton of money at grocery stores? In other words, are you eating in a lot more than you eat out? If you spend a lot of money eating out, this is probably not a good fit for you. If you drive a lot, don't have an electric car, and you fill up at the gas stations a lot, this is also a great card too. Same with streaming, same with other transit purchases. My best advice to you is to look at your actual expenses and see how much you spend at grocery stores, gas stations, transit, and streaming, which are your 3 to 6% cashback categories, and see how much cashback you could earn on this card if you were to have it right now. All that said, you should not get this card if you want rewards for travel. And that's because cashback is typically a flat rate. 3% is 3%. But on a travel points-based card, if you're earning the equivalent of 3% back on your spend, then you redeem and get even more value. It might turn into a 5, 6, 7, 8, or even 10% card for you if you redeem for those aspirational flights or really nice hotels. The value of points, depending on the program, could actually vary a bit, especially from one program to another and what types of properties and what times of season you're actually redeeming for. You probably don't want to get this card either if you want a card with no annual fee. Also, if you're a small spender and therefore won't be able to earn a lot of cash back to cover the annual fee and still get into profit, this card would not be a great fit. Or if you simply prefer Visa or MasterCard for wider acceptance, especially when you are traveling internationally. And now for 3 great points to keep in mind before you submit your application. Again, the annual fee is waived in year 1. So you can basically view the first 12 months as a trial. Every single dollar you earn from either the bonus or your ongoing spend is literally profit in your pocket, which frankly is a great thing. The foreign transaction fees on this card do run at 2.7%. So if you are traveling internationally, it's not a great card to use. In fact, this is just not a very good travel card at all. And lastly, AMEX is known to kind of target people with high offers if you have not visited their site before. So AMEX can kind of tell based on your browser history and the cookies that have been stored on your web browser if you've already gone to the site multiple times. So it's best to use a private or an incognito browser window to open AmericanExpress.com to potentially see the best current offer. So if you want a really good looking, no annual fee cashback credit card, this is a great option for you, at least for the first year. Then going forward into year 2 and beyond, make sure you're maximizing the main categories on this card, especially groceries, because I know a lot of you might spend big in that category. Streaming services themselves, most of them are about $10 to $15 a month. So unless you have 3, 4, 5 streaming services for different purposes, that 6% on streaming is great, at least on paper, but in reality, you're not getting that big of a return. For example, if you have 3 streaming services, each one $10 a piece, it's $30 a month. Earning 6% cash back on $30 a month spend is $1.80 worth of cash back. It's not that impressive. So when you're weighing the pros and cons of this card, whether you should keep it in year 2 and beyond, always ask yourself, how much are you spending in groceries and gas in transit? Those are the main categories that you want to look at for your normal spending behaviors. And from there, determine how much cash back you could potentially earn from this card per year. Then make a smart decision at that point. If you enjoyed this video and believe it could benefit others, then please help me get it in front of more people by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications. I'd also love to know 2 things. First, do you think the new version of the American Express Blue Business Cash Card is better looking than the old version of the card? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, do you have this card and what do you like most about it? Also, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you all again very soon in future videos, and until then, remember, you are great.